Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show today. We're going to answer the question is how much more will you make if you work another year? Or conversely, how much will you leave on the table if you decide to retire early? That's probably one of our top 10 questions we get. So I have a spreadsheet put together that's going to give us estimates as to what the pension amounts are going to be. And I also have the PDF that I pulled down from my FRS to look at the different calculators and factors. So let's jump over to PDF, and then we'll follow up with the Excel spreadsheet, and then I'll kind of add some color to it as we go, as far as Social Security and also Medicare. So let's jump over to the PDF. All right, so this is the PDF that I use to do the calculations on the Excel spreadsheet. I did pull this down from my FRS. You can go log in there and pull this down as well. And the important part on this is the first section that is important, is how much are you contributing to your pension plan? I get that question a lot, but you're really contributing 3%, and then the state is contributing the other 11.9% right here. As you can see, the state is contributing 11.9%, so about 14% in total of your base pay goes into your pension account. And what I find interesting is some of these elected officials are getting 50 to 70% of their base pay. But anyhow, this isn't a political show. This is about your retirement. So we'll skip over that. The next important part of that is, when do you vest? You vest when you turn 62, or you have 6 years in service. So that's an important number as well. And again, we're looking at the regular class. If you're watching these videos, more likely you're an educator, so I won't get into special risk class stuff. And if the third part here is important, and this shows you how much your factors are, your calculators. And this comes into effect because you take the number of years you have in service times this factor right here, times your average pay for the best 5 years. And again, all this can change. It did change in, I believe, July 1st of 2011. Some of these factors went in. You no longer get cost of living increase, so on and so on. So yeah, we'll cover that as well. But I just want to show you that these factors are here. My spreadsheet will show you that again. And the third or fourth part that is in here talks about the different options when you go to retire. You get option 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll have another video put together for the different options, so you can look at that as well. There are some drawbacks to doing some things. Option 1 is going to give you your best payout, but it does cover your life only. So that's, again, we'll go into more detail about that. Again, the goal in this video is to see how much money you're going to make if you work another additional year. So let's jump over to the spreadsheet. All right, so this is the spreadsheet that I was mentioning, and this is an approximate number. If you want to get your actual numbers, please do call MyFRS. They have these calculators based exactly on how much your average 5 is and all these things. So this is just showing you how much more you would make. Everything pretty much, it's pretty accurate though. So let's take an example of 30 years in service. Your factor here is going to be the 1.6 because you have 30 years in service, and your average, we're going to say, is $70,000. How much is your pension? It's $2,800. So you say, all right, well, my years in service is 30. What would happen if I went 31 and you were able to, as you can see here, you go up a little bit in your factor, plus you get one more year added to it. So let's take a quick look at that. We'll go over to spreadsheet number 2. So you can see 30, again, your average is $2,800 for your pension. You go up to 31 years. Now this factor goes up slightly by 0.03%. So let's keep the average pay that you're getting the same. How much more would you get in your pension per month? And it's $150, just shy of $150 a month. Again, if you went another year and you worked to age, or I'm sorry, years in service 32, again, your factor goes up slightly. Your average pay, again, is going to stay the same, just for calculation purposes. And you're going to be at another $132 in addition to that. And as you can see, it goes up to 1.68. The total there is $154 more. So the interesting thing here is that as you enter this time in service, if you decide you enter drop or you decide that you wanted to go into drop, the thing is here is that when you go into drop, your calculator stops. So it's going to take a look back at the last or your top 5 years, and it's going to go ahead and figure out these pension amounts. Because when you're in drop, you're getting your pension paid to you in a separate account. However, all your calculators freeze. And so if there is a big pay raise of $5,000 a year or $10,000 a year or whatever the case is, if you're in drop, those will not affect your calculation and you will not get those increases in your pay. So it's important to know that. I do get that question quite a bit. But let's go look and if the bands were flat. So you got 33 years in service, but you're looking to hit a 34, 35, or 36. How much more money would you make? Well, you can see here the difference is about $98 per month that you would get added to your pension. So if you're hitting 33 or 34 or 35 years in service and you wanted to enter drop or you want to go ahead and retire, how much more would you be making? It's really not that much. It's really only about $100 a month. So let's take a look if you have 20 years in service and work your way up to 23. Well, you're going to be at this band of 1.6%. And again, because you're at 1.6% and you have to go all the way up to age, I'm sorry, you have to go up to 63 or 31 years in service. You're not going to hit 31 years in service unless you want to stay in another 11 years. And if you're looking at these factors, then you're probably not going to hit that milestone. So how much more are you going to make? You're going to make about $93 per month. So I hope this helps you figure out how much you're going to be getting on a monthly basis. If you do have any questions, again, the magic number here is to make sure that you're hitting your Medicare. Medicare is going to cost you about $650 a month. I'm sorry, if you're paying for your own medical services until you hit age 65, it's going to run you about $650 a month. And if you have a family plan, you can expect to double that. So there are different plans. It's super important to factor that in your budget as you get ready to retire. If your pension is $1,800 a month and you're paying $1,300 in medical, United Healthcare or whatever, it's going to consume a large chunk of your pension amount. So this is super important. Again, we factor in Social Security, another video. If you enjoyed this, please go on our YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. We'll keep adding more of these every week. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us a ring. And finally, we do have a fully developed retirement plan that you put in your own numbers and you walk through. It'll talk about Social Security, Medicare, different insurances, pension plans, your investment plan. It talks about all of these things, and it's self-paced. So you can log in, do it self-paced. Feel free to jump over that. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Again, I appreciate your time, and we'll talk soon.
You should consult a financial advisor familiar with the specific circumstances of your unique financial situation before making any financial decisions. Nothing in this broadcast constitutes a solicitation for the sale or purchase of any securities. Any mentioned rates of return are historical or hypothetical in nature and are not a guarantee of future returns. Terry Martine is an investment advisor representative of FRS Investment Advisors, a Florida investment advisory firm.